Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Good morning, everybody. So you heard the warning siren. Going to talk about politics. Let's call this a continuation of yesterday's thoughts on abortion, but with a little added twist on why these state legislatures and pro-life movements, I think, are becoming more bold. During the Obama years, it became very evident that law enforcement in many ways had morphed into the palace guard. The FBI, CIA, and other law enforcement really served to carry out the will of the chief executive, whether it be the president or the governor or whatever. And that's not what law enforcement is supposed to be about. They're not supposed to have a loyalty to the person in the position. They're supposed to have a loyalty to the oath they took and to the job they're supposed to uphold. But it's become very evident during the Obama years that they're not. They're the palace guard. So if you were a pro-life protester and something bad happened to you, there might be a good chance that charges would never be pressed against the person who assaulted you. And we know that's changed now under President Trump. I don't think he expects them to be the palace guard. I mean, he just spent 2 years being investigated by a special commission. He expects them to uphold the law. And so you saw that early on in his presidency. You saw the tide turning. That when the riots in D.C. happened, people started getting arrested. Not immediately, but you're identified on camera, they'll come find you later. And I think that's great. Because there needs to be a rule of law. You expect to be treated fairly before the police making the decision in the field, and hopefully before a judge in a courtroom. I posted a video on the Radio Free Almond page of a young woman at a college stealing somebody's pro-life sign and then getting arrested by the police. And she was shocked that she was stopped. You know, she disagrees with this sign. She has the right to silence it. That's her worldview. And when the officer began to tell her no, that she was going to get arrested, she started, falling apart. And all I can say is, well, welcome to reality. This is the way it should have been all along. But, 8 years of Obama have emboldened the left so much. That's why they've overplayed their hands. If you remember when he was getting elected, he talked about leaving babies to die, if they survived an abortion. That was no big deal to him. And I think that emboldened the left because he's their idol. So their idol can be that bold, we can be too. But, their idol only lasted 8 years. And now his replacement has significantly undone much of what Obama built. And built something real and appealing called prosperity. And when people are prosperous, they are more hopeful. When they're not worried about their future, they are able to, focus on goodness in a more determined manner. But yeah, these 8 years under Obama, at least they pulled the curtain back on what the left really thinks. And there's a good chance of honestly confronting them. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with big tech. Because, boy, there really needs to be something done with things like Facebook and Google and probably YouTube and Twitter, how they silence people, because these are main ways of communicating now. I hate Facebook, despise it. Not too crazy about Twitter either. I begrudgingly got dragged back to Facebook because of people I care about and want to listen to. I'd be happy in a second to drop that again and never go back. It's managed with such arrogance. Who wants to deal with that? And yet we have to. And they just make, here's one of the main things the left wants to do. If they can't punish you without consequence, they want to so demoralize you that you quit. And I think that's what they hoped would happen with President Trump, is that he would quit. After 2 years of nonstop investigation of bombshell headlines, they thought he would quit. And he didn't. Hi, Kitty. He stayed at it. And now they're the ones who are getting worried. And I hope there's a fair amount of people going to jail. I don't expect Hillary or Obama to go to jail. Probably should. But Brennan, Clapper, Comey, I'd love to see those three stooges go. Lock them up, send them away, and let everybody else know that's in their position in the future that it's unacceptable to be the palace guard. Do your job and serve the Republic.